Hello, everybody. I'm Derrick.
Hi, I'm Aubrey. We're with 210 GameCon. Welcome to our table.
We're glad you could join us today. Today, we're going to be playing a new game that's going to be new to us. We're going to play Farshore. It's part of the Everdell universe. This is a game we actually picked up from Gen Con in August, and it's been on our shelf, and we've been wanting to play it for a while, and today is that while.
Today is that day. So we have a friend John who calls it the shelf of opportunity. So that's what we're going to look at it as, instead of, I know some people say this shelf of shame. So here it is. We've unwrapped it. We've got it set up, and Derrick's going to go through a teach for us.
So, if you're familiar with Everdell, it runs pretty close to the way that Everdell runs, but I'm going to go over a very brief teach. I may not get every single one of the rules exactly, but if there's something that we have to do clarification on, we'll look it up in the book. But I'm going to basically give you the gist of everything. So, what we're going to do is we are going to be placing workers. So if you look here, I have these cute little crab, lobsters, something of the sort, and I'm going to try to do my best to not speak in a Sebastian voice the whole time, because when I look at these, that's the first thing that I want to do.
Yes.
So I'm going to try my best to not do any poor imitations of excellent characters. So I'm going to be red, Aubrey's going to be yellow. She generally plays yellow.
So I can see it.
So this is how the game's going to work. Whenever we're playing the game, you can do one of three different things. One is you can place your worker. And when you place your worker, you can place them anywhere here on the board. So if we look up here at the top, this right here, this is going to be the shoreline. If you place any of your workers on the shoreline, you can collect a resource that is pictured above. And if you look real closely, you'll see that this has 1 foot. If there's 1 foot there, only one worker can be placed there at a time. So Aubrey and I could not place both of our workers there in one particular spot. The next place you can place your workers to collect resources, and the reason that I say collect resources is because that's what we've chosen here, is you randomly select 2 islands. If you look at these 2 islands, these resource collections, which we'll see as we get a little further into the game, are better resource collecting opportunities than the ones right here on the shoreline. But these will not be there forever. So we're going to go over that here in a little bit as well. So if you go over here to the docks, you'll notice that there's 3 different footprints here. If you look here at these 3 different footprints, that means as many people can go there as need be. So if you're playing a 4-player game, you can have as many workers there as you want. What the docks allow you to do is to discard up to 3 cards, and then you gain 1 of each wild resource that you want for each card that you discarded. If you go over here to the lookout, that allows you to discard as many cards as you want from your hand, and then draw back up to your hand limit. Very similar to Everdell, the hand limit in Farshore is going to be 8 cards. Okay? So, and then we also have the dunes right here. If you look here, there are 6 different what are called maps. And these different maps are going to be a way for you to have an opportunity to get in-game scoring points. So these maps generally do not change. So if you look here, there's 3 different destination cards. There's 3 travelers. There's 3 governance. There's 2 prosperity and 4 production types. Once you have those in your little city area, then you can go to the dunes and claim one of those maps. I know that that doesn't make any sense right now, but it will make sense here shortly. Okay, so the first thing that you can do is you can place your meeple. The second thing that you can do is you can play a card. So if you look at these cards here, you'll notice that that there are little icons right over here in the corner, right over here in the corner. And what happens is you pay your resources, and then you're allowed to play that card in your play area. Okay, you can have up to 15 cards in your play area as you play them. There's two different types of two different categories of cards that you can play in your play area. One is going to be a construction card, which tends to be a building, and one is going to be a critter card, which tends to be a character. Those critters or constructions can be either unique or they can be common. If it's a unique critter or construction, you can only have that one type of card in your area. You can have different unique cards in your area, but that one particular one that you play can only be in your area one. So for instance, this warehouse here, see how it's a unique construction? I can only have one warehouse in my play area. Common, you can have as many commons and duplicates as you want, just whatever suits you. There's victory points in the corner, and that's how you play those cards. The third thing that you can do is you can start your new season. So when you start your new season, what that allows you to do is you retrieve all of your workers from the board, you gain a new worker from the lighthouse, and then you also do whatever the season calls for. So right now, technically we're in the winter, so the next season is going to be spring. So what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to recall a worker, and then we'll be able to activate all of our production cards. And then when the last player plays, prepares for their season, when the last person of that season prepares for the season, they're going to change what are called the windrows tiles. And you may ask, well, what's a windrows tile? Well, a windrows tile is what allows you to move this little boat around here. So as you can see, there's different shells. These are going to account for different victory points and different treasures, which are going to be wild resources or 2 victory points at the end of the game. The max that you can get is 60, which is a lot of victory points. So if you look here at this particular windrows, it says common, and this one has a production. And that sure is lucky that someone put a production on the top so that we could see, because we're probably going to be playing a lot of productions this first round because that's what it calls for. But
Very serendipitous.
But I think it would make an excellent example. So
great
job to the luck,
the setter-upper.
To the setter-upper, the lucky setter-upper. So if you have a common card that you play, you'll be able to move up one spot. If you play a card that's common and a production, then you'll get to move up 2 spaces there.
So that's a way of getting intermittent scoring, is that correct? During the
in-game scoring.
In-game scoring.
Yeah,
okay.
At the end, you'll gain however many victory points to wherever your boat is.
Now, the further your boat advances on this track, you can also, there are resources here.
When you reach or pass one that has this little treasure box,
okay,
you'll get one of these little treasure tokens. I don't know if you can see that, but it has a 2 shell and a little wild. You can either use it as a wild resource or 2 victory points at the end. So the thing about that is that's how we're playing it here. If that's not right, then maybe we'll make an adjustment when someone shows us the right way to play it. But that's how we're playing it. Okay.
Let us know in the comments.
So another thing too, if you've ever played Everdell, one thing is that the critters belong in certain constructions. So like the farmer, the farm, and then the husband belongs in the farm or whatever, that type of deal. So you'd be able to play the critter for free if you had a farm out. Well, that's too easy for the Farshore guys because they're only going to let you do that 3 times. But the only thing that you can match up are life with life. So if we play what is called a production card, which is the one that has the little leaf on the side, you can play a production critter with that by placing one of your anchors. You only get 3 anchors. Okay. So there's 4 different types of symbols that are going to be on cards. I'll show you. You might not be able to see them just because they're so small. But if you look here up in the corner, This has a little plant. That is a production card. That allows you to receive something whenever you play it. And there's also different seasons that we're going to recall or go into seasons that will allow you to produce those as well. There are these, they're called prosperity, and they look like little windmills or flowers. And what that allows you to do is it's going to be victory points at the end. Here.
Oh, those are my favorite.
This end here, this is a destination card. So with a destination card, that allows you to be able to place one of your meeples. See the little circle here? That'll allow you to place one of your meeples in your city to be able to take that action. But different than Everdell, you can only place your meeples in your city. Your opponents cannot place their meeples in your city. So that's another difference that we have here.
Okay.
And then the last one.
I was going to say, too, those are my favorite because I affectionately call them puppy feet.
Yes.
Because they look like puppy feet.
They do. They look
Anyway.
And we've got cute critters, but we don't have lobster feet, so
no lobster feet.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry
here,
to interrupt
okay.
your teach.
No, but that's okay. Okay. So the next one, we also have the Traveler. So, I don't know if you've ever seen Robin Hood, but you know how the Robin Hood cartoon, they walk with a little knapsack like that. The Traveler card, that allows you to take a one-time bonus. You'll get a one-time bonus for the Traveler card. So then with these maps, the way that they work is they have different numbers on them. So for 2-player, each map stack has a 2 and 1 2 shell. You can see that 2 there, and then 2 1 shells. So what happens is at the end of the game, you'll count up however many shells you have and multiply that by however many maps you have, and then that's going to give you another in-game victory. So I know I got off task here for a little bit because I explained the different types of cards. We went over what you do for the spring season. Let's go over what you do for the summer season. For the summer season, you can pick any 2 cards from the bay here. Now, that's very similar to the summer season in Everdell. And then just like last time, the last player is going to be able to, switch our Windrose tiles here. And if you look here, dun dun dun, 2 sinks. See how it says 2 arrow? What that means is that your island tiles will suffer the high tide. So we flip those over. So at the end of the summer season, we're not going to have access to these island tiles anymore.
Oh.
So you got to get them while they're good.
So they will not be available.
They will not be available after the summer season.
Okay.
And then, so in the fall, you won't be able to use those tiles, but hopefully we'll have enough meeples and enough resources that we should be able to move on from there. So whenever you prepare for the fall season, what you're going to do is you can draw any 2 cards, whether it be from the deck or from the bay, and it can be any combination of the 2. You don't replenish the bay cards until after you're done with your turn. So one more difference that I'd like to bring up is one is that I didn't go over the setup here because one of the things that we like to do here with you guys is to just come over and hang out with us and play a game with us. So this isn't necessarily about the teach. This is about us getting together and having a good time together. But one thing that I do want to point out when you play this game is on this bay area, there are 8 cards, just like in Everdell, but we did some really good shuffling here, so they're all different. But if you're in Everdell, sometimes you'll notice you'll have 2 or 3 of the same cards down here. Well, if you draw a same card that you already have in the bay, you stack it on top of that card. So that way there's 8 different cards out here at all times. So there could be 10 cards because 2 might be stacked on one or the other, but they're all going to be different. So when you replenish the bay after your turn, if you already have a duplicate out there, you stack it on top of its duplicate and then draw another card until there's 8 different cards there. But basically that's how we're going to go. I'm going to be the first player. So I have 5 cards. Aubrey is the second player.
Yeah.
She will have 6 cards, and if we had 3, they would have 7, and then if we had 4, that lucky player would have the max, which would be 8 cards.
Oh, wow.
Now, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. And so we would also have different islands per player. So that's everybody hopefully should be able to get one island. You know what I mean? So there's a stack of islands, and you mix them up, and you pick 2. But for us, but if we had 3 players, we'd pick 3 different islands. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the game in a nutshell.
So I have to ask though, because you mentioned you're going to go first.
Yes.
Which I appreciate because you did a wonderful teach. But in the book, it says that the saltiest player goes first.
That's very true. And if that were the case, you would go first.
I would probably usually go first.
We have been a little salty this
I've been a little salty.
We have been a little salty this week.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to donate a card and you would like to go first, I would be okay with that. But I will agree that if we were going with the rule book, you would absolutely
I would go
be
first
going
because
first.
I'm generally a little saltier than our friend Derrick here. But no, the thing that made me the saltiest this week was that this is our second attempt, well, recording, but we've tried to record this video several different times. And we got 30 minutes into it and had no sound. So that made me really, really salty for several days.
But you know what? It made the second teach that much better.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing the microphones were off the first time, because I may have thrown some sort of Sebastian.
You might have, but that's fine.
Did you know that in the live-action Little Mermaid, Sebastian is played by David Diggs, who is also Lafayette and Thomas Jefferson in Hamilton?
Yes, I did know that.
Love that show.
It's a wonderful bit of trivia, though.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my Little Mermaid stick for today. Okay, so I will go first.
Okay, and I'm going to get my glasses because cards and middle age.
Now another reason that I should be salty.
Okay.
Is because we played that first season.
Yes.
Right before the camera went out and the microphones went out.
Yes.
And I was on a roll. I mean, I had some good cards going. I was using the anchors right. That probably could have been my best game ever of Farshore. And it just did not go anywhere. So let's see if I can duplicate that. I'm not expecting it, but I'm going to go first. So the first thing I am going to do here is I am going to place my meeple here, and this is going to give me a driftwood, a seaweed, and a mushroom. And one thing that I also like about all the Everdell stuff is the cool little resources that they have. These little mushrooms are fantastic. Look here.
They're like little erasers. They like bounce. I have to bounce one.
Which it's fun on the board, but it's not fun on the floor when you're trying to put them back in the baggies and they're bouncing everywhere.
It's not. Okay.
But anyway.
So my turn, and I am going to take. I don't know. I didn't have enough time to prep here. I'm going to do this one here. Little island that says 2 wild resources. And I am going to take a driftwood and a seaweed. These are really cool too, guys. Like they're like little, well, they're little seaweeds, and they're super, super cute. That's the thing that Everdell does really well. Is their components are really nice.
All right. So I'm going to take my second worker, and I'm going to place our little crab here, right here by the driftwood, and I'm going to grab 3 of these driftwood here. So we were kind of talking about different, and that's my thing. We were kind of talking about different games that we would like to play with the stream. So I know that we did Coffee Rush last week. That was a lot of fun. And one of the games that we really enjoy is Everdell group, we put out every single expansion that we
It's
have.
it's
And
bigger
so,
than the table.
and I know that the instructions recommend that you don't play with all the expansions, but we play with all the expansions, and we don't have a wide enough camera to get all of those in. So we thought we'd try something new at the same time with the game that we like.
Okay, so I really want to play this one card, and Derrick placed his lobster in a place that blocks me from getting the from the resources from it. So I'm going to kind of pivot, and I'm going to go here and get 2 mushrooms. See if I can make something else happen here. You're good.
All right. So I have my only 2 meeples out right now, so that action is not going to be available to me right now. And I'm also, so I'm kind of stuck here. So I only have 2 things that I can do. I can either prepare for my next season, or I can play a card. But the reason that I gained the resources I did is because there's a card that I was wanting to play, and the card that I'm going to play is going to be the Grove. So I'm going to play the Grove. It's going to cost me 2 driftwood and 1 seaweed, and it is a common construction card. So if I place it over here in my area, it is common, and it is also a production card. So I get to move my little buddy here 1, 2 spots, which will also give me 1 of these. So that is my move there.
Now,
and from playing that production card, I get to do whatever it says there, and I get to gain 1 mushroom.
Okay, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but can you, one more time, you can trade that in, that little token that you just received?
For either 2 victory points at the end or a wild resource.
1 wild resource. Okay. So that benefits me as well because I kind of pivoted, and I'm going to save that 1 card I was going to play for a different turn. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 mushrooms and play Sail Maker. And he's a common critter, and he's a production card. So I also get to move my boat twice and get 1 of these little markers. And the text says to move your boat 1 space. So I get to move mine an additional space.
Did you get 1 of your little boats?
I did.
All right.
What do you think we can do?
Okay. I am thinking that I am going to use 1 of my handy dandy anchors on the Grove, and I'm going to play this merchant.
Good.
All right. If I can grab it. So this merchant is a common critter. I'm going to place it with my Grove over here, and I can pay 1 resource to gain 2 resources. Any 1 wild resource to gain any 2 wild resources. So I am going to pay a driftwood. Ooh.
What is that ooh for?
Well, I don't think it's going to give me enough to be able to play anything else again.
Before the next season.
So I'm going to pay 1 driftwood here to gain a seaweed and a river jewel. That's my thing.
Okay. I think.
Oh,
I'm sorry. And you
replenish.
need to refill.
So this is a scriptorium. There is no scriptorium, so that feels good.
Okay.
Now, this is also a common and a production card, so I get to move this twice. Give me another. Okay.
Okay, I think, I know that this token is worth 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
However, at this point in the game, I feel like it would be important to go ahead and get some cards on the table.
Yeah.
So I'm going to forfeit this token to get 1 wild resource, which for driftwood. so that I can play that card that I was originally wanting to play. And for 2 driftwood and a seaweed, I'm going to play the puppy foot in. It's just the in, but it's got that little puppy foot symbol, which is a common construction. I'm going to play that here. And then when I place a meeple there, I can play a card from the bay for 3 fewer resources. And it's worth 2 victory points.
And it's a common.
It's a common.
So you get to move up 1 and you get another treasure.
Okay, great. Oh, well, that was basically, basically.
Obviously, I meant to do that.
I meant
to get the treasure.
I always do that.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
I just pretend that I know what I'm doing, but I really, really don't.
You do know what you're doing. I'm going to play another card, and I'm going to play this tumbler card from the bay. And this tumbler is going to cost me a driftwood, a seaweed, and a river jewel. And that is going to give me a river jewel back. And it is a common, and it is also a production, so I get to move my ship 1, 2, and I get another treasure.
I have my 1 little token here that I can trade in for 1 resource. But all of my cards are very expensive cards. These are more 2nd and 3rd season cards, and I am out of meeples, so I have no choice but to prepare for season. Oh, we can put it in there. Okay, so yes, so I'm going to prepare for season. So to do that, I'm going to take my meeples back. So now I can refill these. It's an axolotl. Okay.
Ooh, and there's a pirate. You guys are very lucky that I'm not doing voices. So I'll be doing Sebastian, the pirate.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
just all kinds of
it's
stuff
rich
we can do
with
here.
opportunity.
Yes. If we're ever playing together, I will be doing voices. I'm just going to let you guys know that up top. Ask anyone who's played with this. Anyway, So now it's my turn. I'm going to prepare for the next season. So I'm going to grab 1 of the meeples from the lighthouse. I'm going to grab my 2 here. And then I'm also going to activate all of my production cards in no specific order. One is I'm going to be able to gain a free resource of any type. I am going to gain a seaweed. And then I'm going to gain a river jewel. Then I'm going to gain a mushroom. And then I may pay 1 resource to gain 2 resources. So I am going to pay 1 mushroom to gain a seaweed and a driftwood. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these windrose tiles on the bottom. So now we have changed the windrose to construction and destination cards, the puppy feet that Aubrey likes so much over there. So now that changes up the boat opportunities there. So that was my turn. Now it's your turn.
It's just too good to pass up. To get 1 driftwood, 1 seaweed, and 1 mushroom. So that's it for me. Here we go.
Okay. I'm going to get the driftwood. That's my turn.
Okay. I am going to focus on, since you're focusing on this scroll script, what is it?
It's a map.
A map. I am going to not focus on that one. I am going to focus on puppy feet. Here, because I already have one in my city. So let me put my very last little meeple here. I'm going to collect 2 mushrooms. And then it'll be your turn, sir.
All right. So this is the moment I've been waiting for here. I've been shaking, hoping you didn't grab this card.
Oh no.
I'm gonna get this windmill here. So 2 driftwood, 2 jewels, and 2 seaweed. And this windmill is a unique construction card. Did you play a puppy thief card?
I did.
When did
What
you-
is that called for real?
It's called a destination card.
Destination card, because there's somebody watching this
When-
who's cringing every
When
time I
did you
say
when
puppy
did you
thief.
put it?
In
you play
the
it this-
third season.
Okay, because you could move this up for playing the destination cards.
Oh no, it
Because
was
we
in the
changed-
third.
okay.
No, it was in the third season.
So I have a unique construction card, and it is going to be a prosperity card. So I get to move up 1 because it is because it's a construction. So I get one of these because I passed that spot, and this is going to be good for me because I get 2 victory points for each production card I have in my city. So this card
is
is
worth
going to
8
it's
so
going to give
far.
me 10 now because I've got
Oh, it's
2
1 as
windmill.
well.
It's 2 for that
Okay.
card, and then I already have 4 of those. So that one's a pretty good one.
Very nice. Very, very nice. I'm going to take the axolotl. What is he? Cartographer. He is a unique critter, which neither one of those. Well, he is a destination card. So I'm going to play him under the N.
So I'm going to move you up 1 and you get 1 of these.
And I'm going to put my little anchor on it. The designate that I played it for free. Good.
Okay. So,
I have got to get rid of some of these cards.
so
like, need to start calling things.
I am going to go over here to the dunes, and I have got the 2 prosperity cards for the 2 prosperity map. So that's my turn. So I've got the prosperity map as well.
What?
So I have 2 of these.
Come on, man. Did you see what he did there? I'm going to have to prepare for season. Oh, wait. No. Give me just a second.
That would have been a good opportunity for you 2 and Sebastian boys tell me. If your
Don't do
father
it.
knew about this.
Do not. That's it, guys. We're done for the day.
I didn't do the voice.
A little bit. Okay, these are.
Okay. Well, I was thinking that I would want to go over there back to the dunes, but I'm not going to do that because when I close the season, or when I finish the season, it is going to be
Yes.
very wet for the people on the resource tiles down here on the bottom because I'm going to flood these 2 tiles, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to go over here to the wild.
Oh, so were you
wild
going to
tiles.
go ahead and close it out, and
Well,
take those away?
Well, I mean, I need resources, and I don't want to use my victory points once I have to. So I'm going to take a seaweed and a river jewel.
Okay.
And then we go here. These tiles get flooded. Your meeple stays there, but he's just hanging out here over by this tree.
I was hoping maybe I'd get him back.
And this one flips over, and now it's your turn.
Okay. So I am going to go ahead and play. Yeah, I think this will be beneficial. Okay, I'm going.
Now.
Oh, now. Oh, yeah.
Pilgrim. Look at that. I'm not doing any voices today. And you guys are so lucky. So we have Pilgrim.
What would the Pilgrim do?
The John Wayne voice.
Oh, my gosh.
So we do the John Wayne voice for the Pilgrim, the Pirate,
Oh, my gosh.
and Sebastian.
I don't know who's luckier.
This
you
would be
guys
like-
or me.
This would be like watching the Genie on Aladdin
You think?
if I was really riffing. A very horrible Genie.
Subpar genie.
Subpar genie.
Subpar genie. I love it. Okay, I'm going to spend one of my treasure tokens to get a river rock, a river jewel. I make up words, guys.
I'm gonna go to the dunes and I'm gonna grab this.
Like, I know that our camera doesn't fully encompass the table here. Like, we're limited on like what we're actually broadcasting to you guys. He is killing it over there already. He has 2 maps. He's got all this in-game scoring over there, all of these points. His resource pile. Can you see his resource pile? Like, that's not fair. It's not fair. I call baloney.
Well, those are my meeples, so they're technically not resources.
No, but this is.
But
That's all points and resources.
But I'm going to tell you, like, so there's certain games that I've played that I've just been really horrible at, and I thought I'm going to try to see what I can do as good as I can on this game. A few years ago, it was Cuphead, and I played the Cuphead game.
Oh man, time period
it was
that
so crazy
infamy
because you get so close to the end. Anyway, there was a time where we were playing a lot of Everdell, and so I bought the app, and I played the app, and I was just getting just creamed every time I played. Just creamed. I couldn't get any of the challenges, so I started playing that over and over and over. And so, what I found was, if you want to beat the AI, you got to get the trials. And so every time I play, I try to get the trials. Anytime anyone plays me now, when we're at any of these game conventions, I'm just going to get creamed at this game.
Now they'll know.
I'm telling everybody what I do. I'm really not that good at board games, but I just like to play them and I like the company. All right, I'm going to play this end card, and it is going to be 2 driftwood and a seaweed, and I'm going to pay one of those. And that is going to be a common, and it's going to be a common destination card. I thought I was going to be able to move my up there, but that is the wrong card that I was picking up. But anyway, all right, go ahead.
Alright, so I played this Abbey, which is a common construction. I think what I'm going to do is, I hate to do it, but I'm going to use my little duck to get my very first skull over here. This is awful. It's awful. I can't get anything to work together here. So I'm going to, and the main thing here is that my hand is clogged up. So I've got 8 cards. I can't draw any other cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the dots. I'm going to discard 3 cards, and I'm going to get 3 resources of my choice for those 3 cards. And
I'm going to play this here. Play a card from this bay with 3 fewer resources. So I'm going to play this Pilgrim here, which is going to give me 2 victory points for each contract, or for each map.
So I'm going to give that up for one more suit. Oh wait, what happened on my suit? Oh, I made a move in my head and thought that I had gotten a reason.
Oh no!
Because I was thinking about doing it, and so I just counted that I already had those in my. That's okay. So pivot. Say it. You know you want to.
I'm not gonna. I'm refraining from all voices until I know these. Until I know our friends here.
So you know your friends a little. You don't want to scare them away.
Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 invitations I could have done.
I'm going to prep for season as well.
Okay.
So can you hand me back my meatballs? Get my last little duck.
And normally when Aubrey and I play board games. We play really heavy, really long board games. And we thought nobody's going to want to watch us do that for 4 hours, right?
Nobody wants to watch
And
me think through a Lacerda.
and so now you also get to
Oh, that's right.
get
Okay.
all of you. And so
Oh, I get to gain 2 resources. Look, there's
there
my.
you go. Look, see if you can dream it. You can do
You
it.
can dream it. Yeah, just make it happen.
Dream up that salty seaweed.
Can you move my ship one space?
Sure. And so we found some pretty cool games that we haven't really gotten a chance to play yet. That have been sitting on our shelf of opportunity, or that I've run into, or seen other, friends of ours suggest, or different suggestions. So if you can think of a game that you would like to see us play, please leave it in the comments. We'd be more than happy to give those a try. I mean,
Yeah.
we're pretty much willing to play almost any game. Okay, so I am going to. Let's see. I've used all of my stuff here. I'm going to play this lighthouse for 1 driftwood and 3 river jewels. And we're going to play this one here. When you move your boat at least 1 space, you may discard 1 card to move 1 additional space. Oh, that's pretty good. All right.
Okay. Is that you?
Mhm.
You're good? Okay, I'm going to play the Gardens, which is a unique construction for 2 driftwood, 2 jewels, and 3 seaweeds. Seaweed.
Seaweed, I think.
3 seaweed. And it gives me 2 victory points for each unique creature in your city, of which I already have 4. So let's put that here. My city is all over the place. It's a little bit all over the place.
Oh, did you recall
I
which
did.
season? Did you switch those tiles, the wind
I
race
did
tiles?
not. Unique.
So I played a unique, so I get to move up 1 space.
I did too. You moved me up as well?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. My turn now.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to put one of my lobsters here because I have 3 government spells.
Okay, it's possible because I'm really not paying attention.
I'm not paying attention either because I should have been getting a resource every time I play a critter, and I played 2 critters without getting any resources. I'm going to consider that part of my 6-point salty penalty for not paying attention.
What if we created a house rule where there was always a salty penalty?
Oh my goodness.
It would be trouble.
I do have a penalty flag that I keep during football season.
Oh, and it talks when it hits the ground.
The
Yeah.
ground.
What does it say? It's like,
Hey, come on, ref, and
hey,
all
come on.
this.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Okay. So I'm going to, let me see what we have here. I've got a garden. Oh, nice. So this is what I would call using my little anchors wisely. I have a 4-point flower card. What are those?
The name of the prosperity?
Yes, prosperity card. I have a 4-point prosperity card that gives me 2 for each unique critter in your city. This admiral is worth 4 points as well. And he is a unique critter, so he adds to that. So I'm going to use him. And he gives me 1 for each treasure space you have reached or passed with your boat. So that's it for me.
I'm going to go to my destination. I'm going to play a card from the bay for 3 fewer resources. Oh, look at this pirate. He's only 3 resources. So I'm going to put him down here, and I get to gain 3 resources. So I basically got 6 resources out of that one.
Nice.
So let's and he is a unique critter. So since it's a critter, I get a wild resource for this card here. And then I get 3 resources. He is a unique traveler, so I get 2 here. I'm going to do this, and then I'm also going to discard a card to move in 1 additional space.
Can you move mine up as well? Because mine was
Sure.
So,
And then
I'm gonna
get
tempt.
My,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
get
sorry.
my 3. You can go ahead. I'm
going
get my
to
3
tempt you
resources on.
again.
Okay.
So, Finding Nemo. The seagulls.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys see?
Oh.
The little quote at the bottom is mine.
That's
So
one thing that we have not been paying attention to with this game is we have not been paying attention to the flavor texts, which tend to be pretty funny. All right, so I got 3 resources. That's it for my turn.
I'll go here. We got some driftwood. Okay, your turn.
Okay. What I'm going to do now is I am going to play the scavenger here. It's a unique construction. It does not take space up in your city, and I can discard a construction from my city to gain 1 resource. So I'm going to put it over here to the side since it does not take that 1. And I'm going to get rid of this grove, which the anchor goes away. I don't get it back. And then the resource that I'm going to get is going to have to be, I guess a mushroom. All right, your turn, Aubrey.
I'm gonna discard 1 and get 1. And that'll be
Okay. Okay. So for my next trick, I'm gonna put my lobster here, and I'm gonna grab this map pile because I have 1 of these. All right, that's it for that turn.
This is the universal sign of frustration at our table.
Were you about to do that?
It happens a lot. Like, it's even carried over into normal conversation, normal life, where it started at the table, and it's just like, I do it like 15 times a day.
Lose your spot, you lose the parking spot at Target, whatever.
Disappointment. These are the things that make me salty. Okay. So now I have enough to play the Galleon. So I'm going to pay, and I can play it directly from the bay. So I have my gray seaweed and my driftwood, and it's 1 for each resource that you have, and I have 1. But it is worth 5 victory points.
All right, so I'm going to go back here again because I have all of the travelers.
I just realized I have 4 of the production. I have 3 destinations, which I took that one. And now I have 3 of the, aren't they called gardens? Garden? It's a little flower symbol.
Prosperity.
No, in the Everdale. Isn't it called garden?
I think it's still prosperity, but I don't know.
I like to make things up. I warned you guys and gave you fair warning.
Garden card, flower card, rudder.
Who knows? No one knows.
Who knows?
And I've been chasing after this tile. It only takes 2. And I waited until I played through. So the thing about it is the more you play, the better you get. And it's back to you, sir.
Back to me. Okay, this one is 2 of that, 3 of that, 2 of that. So, I'm going to play this sea chip. He's a common critter, and he is a production, and he allows me to activate a thing in my production in my city, and I'm going to activate the gain a resource, and I'm going to gain the driftwood. Your turn.
I think I'm done, man.
You're done, so you pass.
That was
So
fast.
I'm going to play one more card, and then I'm finished.
Okay.
So I'm going to play the manor, and it's going to be 2 driftwood, 2 seaweed, and 3 river jewels. Okay.
Yes.
So do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Sure, yeah, you go for it.
Okay, so the first I have 143.
My goodness. Okay.
And then here you get 30. 90.
Oh, man.
All right, well, good game.
Not the best showing. Not the best showing.
Good game, well played.
Yeah, as we say here, GGWP. You can find us on Instagram at 210GameCon, on Facebook at 210GameCon as well. And tickets are available. So if you want to come hang out with us, we think we're pretty cool. Not really, but we would love to play games with you, and we would love to see you at the con. So tickets are available now. Go to the website. It's www.210gamecon.com. Purchase those tickets. Let us know. And if there's anything that we did wrong in the comments, let us know.
I'm sure there's plenty that we did wrong. But
I'm going to be getting like ping, 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 ping.
This is the first complete game playthrough we've done. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it was great. So,
all right.
Anyway, again, GGWP.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.